Support.
The maestro, please!
It is once again the end of the week, so let's talk about some albums that everyone's been listening to. This will be for the week of
August 15th, 2020.
On this day in music back in 1971, Who's Next, the fifth studio album of The Who, was released. It would contain the legendary song Baba O'Reilly and would go on to become The Who's best-selling album. While it is called Voices, a lot of the vocals on this album are actually narration and not singing, done most predominantly by Kiki Layne. There is also a recording of Eleanor Rigby reading the preamble in the very beginning of the album. And for those of you who don't like the narration, there also is a voiceless mix which just has the music.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
I mean, it's not like there are no new jazz albums coming out. There are a few every now and again. They just don't get into the top 5.
Singing.
Chicken tenders in my hotel, yeah. Christina's in my bed watching TV.
Continuing the trend where the line between hip-hop and rock is constantly blurred, given this album leans more rock if the industry is to be believed.
Feel like a stranger.
Volume number 35, and the 13th one of these we've talked about on the show. This concert happened at the Philadelphia Civic Center in Pennsylvania on April 20th, 1984. And there are a couple of bonus tracks here that have most of the set from the previous night.
Pretty forks in the road.
Her first studio album since 2012's Havoc and Bright Lights, and it's a very emotionally intense album. So you can listen through this and finally give Jagged Little Pill a break. You know, there's constantly a lot of new R&B and hip-hop albums, but the ones that are at the top of the charts have such staying power that we never have anything new to talk about. Considering that this is arguably the newest genre out of all of them that we talk about, you'd think this would update more. Or not.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
Do it for my family, my fans. Fuck how niggas feel. Told them it was my turn. I'm guessing that time's here. Skeleton in my car.
If you thought we were done talking about this album, I guess you're wrong.
What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton!
As with all Broadway cast albums, listening to this is not a replacement for actually watching the musical, considering you're losing a lot of things by only listening to it. Most notably, Lauren's interlude is not on this album.
I like Gucci suit, I'm feeling righteous. Yeah, I know that the truth is hard to digest. Yeah.
I know last week we talked about how Smile was the 6th single off of this album, but I should also note that Smile was added to the album after its release. Talking about other artists that were sampled in this album, besides 50 Cent, we have French Montana, Fabulous, Genuine, Playa, and Mario.
And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed.
It's a Taylor Swift album. Did you think I was only going to talk about it for 1 week? Regardless, if you get the physical edition, you get one of 8 different covers, as well as an additional song, The Lakes. So some new albums to listen through, given none of them made it to the top 5, but that's why we go over all the genre-specific charts.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please! Maestro!